Welcome to Marshal Matters, your podcast for all things motorsports from the trackside. With Sean and Taylor, your friendly local marshals. So, February is here. We have F1 cars on track. We have NASCAR coming up this month. Indycar at the end of the month. Racing season is upon us.
Yes, it is. It's so nice. Everything is really upon us. Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, February is a bumping month.
Yeah, I have something planned every single weekend this month. It is getting to it. You know, also, the Super Bowl is happening. That's another thing that's happening this weekend.
Super Bowl's happening this weekend. The Olympics start this week.
Oh, right, the Olympics. I forgot.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
right,
the Olympics start tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. Figure skating starts tomorrow.
Oh, right. You're a figure skating nerd.
I do. I love figure skating. It's a very corrupt sport, but it's very underrated.
Is there a sport that you like that isn't corrupt?
Is there a sport on Earth that isn't corrupt? Every sport's corrupt.
Yeah.
In some shape
looking
or
over,
form.
like, you know, NASCAR's lawsuit, FIA bullshit, Indycar, Washington now. Oh yeah. Really love that we've hitched our wagon to really clean sports here. There is no dirty oil money or like what's next? We're gonna have the Blood Diamond Grand Prix, you know, just to sprinkle it in there.
Oh, it's been a week for like news like that.
Okay, to be fair, if someone could Tanya Harding someone in the motorsports world, what a fucking story that would be.
How would somebody even do that? I mean, technically, hasn't that happened though?
I mean, if Lando Norris just got his ankles taken out by Piastri last season, maybe we have a whole different champion, is all I'm saying. True.
Well, I mean, we've already talked about that. We beat that dead horse.
I guess the closest thing you would have to like the I guess taking people out would be like the Prost and Senna and then the Schumacher, you know, those kind of situations. That's kind of close.
Right. True.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we have F1 cars on track to talk about, and we can overanalyze cars running on track for 3 out of 5 days like everyone else is and predicting an order because this was a shakedown, not a test, people. We haven't even seen all the cars yet, but no, let's make broad judgments. Go ahead, Taylor.
Okay, first and foremost, it's not even like the people making broad judgments. It was Ocon's prediction that I have in our notes here. I mean, the only other news piece that came out was like Aston Martin's reason for their big delay, which was because their wind tunnel, they waited till their new wind tunnel was fully operational in mid-April, which is why they were late to the shakedown. Interesting. That's everybody else.
We'll talk about Aston Martin later, but that's still incredible that apparently they were 4 months behind, worked their asses off to get the car ready, and brought it to the shakedown.
That is a very positive spin to that. That is for sure.
Yes. And there will be a lot more positive spin later when I talk about Aston Martin in my flags. But before that, I think when it comes to the F1 shakedown, you've seen, I think, teams that have it together, teams that might be worrying, and really, that's all you can kind of say. You can't really gauge who is the top guy yet because teams are all running different programs. They're running different days of the week. Someone decided to run, I'm not going to say which team, just happens to be red, on the rainy day because that's genius.
It is, actually. I do think it is a good call because I think it's good to see, like, even if it's not an official test, at least you're seeing how your car could, like, handle the rain.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess.
All I'm saying is, like, here at Delulu Ferrari fan headquarters,
Are you the
we take
president? Are
everything.
you the president of the Delulu Ferrari fan club?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And our motto is really everything is positive if you look at it positively. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not. I'm not gonna go into it because that's just stupid. And yeah.
No.
To be fair, they were the fastest. They set the fastest lap of the week. So like whatever.
Yeah, everything's a grain of salt. You know this. I take everything with a grain of salt
Of
when it comes to
course,
Ferrari
there's
now.
nothing to take from that because some teams got to run all three of the 5 days. Aston Martin ran 4 laps the first day just because they could not run anything more. And then they ran like 60. So like we're really comparing some teams that had their shit together, teams that don't. It's incredible to see, I think the big teams were the ones that had it together.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously they're planning the stuff so much more in advance. They have all the facilities. This is clockwork for them. Aston Martin, they were having problems with obviously wind tunnel, like you said, doing all that. Williams clearly still developing, I guess, their side of things. And we finally saw their car today. And they didn't even get to the test. So like how can we even say how they're going to be when we don't even see the car? You know?
Yeah, honestly.
So again, I'm trying not to take anything away from there.
That's fair. I
But
mean, I really just put Ocon's thing here because I think it's interesting that he was like doing
what was
the
Ocon's thing?
shakedown.
Because
So Ocon's prediction is this, right? So unsurprisingly, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren were the fastest among. They're the big four. This is not a surprise. Mercedes apparently showed very consistent pace. So we'll see what happens with that. Red Bull looked really good. Ferrari is Ferrari, so you never know with them. I don't know. Like I don't trust the whole hubbub around McLaren because I feel like typically they're a little bit slower on the uptake when it comes to regulation change. So I'm very interested to see how like actual testing goes for them. But honestly, nothing really matters until the wheels go in the first race. So
mostly
we'll
like
see.
Q1. Q1 is when it matters.
Yeah, Q1's when it really matters. Then he said like V-Carb, Alpine, Haas, Audi, and Cadillac are very much just a step behind the big four. But again, that's not surprising because those teams have less funding than the big four do. Like typically, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Now, where those teams are in like the best of the rest, who knows? We won't know until race number 1. Aston Martin's a bit unknown. They didn't really show up for much. And Williams is completely unknown because they weren't there.
They were there eventually.
So
they got there. But yeah, like it's impossible to say. And, the hope always is that Aston Martin or Williams can step up with the big four.
Mm-hmm.
Or Cadillac or Audi. Like someone steps up because it's been the big four since 2018.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very true. Like I don't think it's ever going to stop being the big four.
No, they have too much
They just
money.
have so much. Exactly. They just have so many more resources to play with. So it puts them a step ahead. It just does.
It does.
But
now, we can't really take away and make firm predictions on who's the top team. There's obviously some hints that it probably is Mercedes, and we can get into that later, which I want to. But the one thing we can take away from testing is how the cars drive and what drivers are saying about it. Lewis Hamilton said it was really fun to drive. They were a little snappy. You could slide them a bit and catch them. They seem to be faster in the straights and out of corners, which is nice. They are not as fast through corners, which I think is going to be fun because obviously I guess they're going to be grip limited maybe through corners. And it also seems like the braking zones are longer. So everything in terms of how the cars drive seem like they can provide good, entertaining races.
Mm-hmm.
But will that actually translate to good races and with dirty air and X mode and batteries and stuff? Who knows? And if someone has a battery failure or something overheats, is that where we're going to have reliability be an issue again? Based on this test, everyone seemed pretty bulletproof, actually.
True. Yeah.
There's not a lot of failures.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's hard to know, but yeah, who knows? We're not going to know until the first week of actual racing.
Exactly.
When, qualifying racing happens. I mean, like, we always say we can't read into testing, and I know that we always do.
Shakedown, not testing. Testing still to come. I refuse to call this testing. It's a shakedown.
Okay, fine. Shakedown. All right. We absolutely can't read it into a shakedown, but we also can't read into testing.
No. Testing you totally can. Shakedown you can't.
Oh my gosh. No, we can't. No, we can't. Okay, anyway.
We can't, but we will when it happens, so...
Sure. Okay. So anyway, that happened this week. It's over now. We're not talking Shakedown next week.
No.
But the other thing that was announced in this week was so we talked last week about the possibility of a Washington race, and this week we heard that it is official. Indycar officially announced that the Freedom 250 is happening around the National Mall in Washington, D.C., as per executive order. So, yeah, I really hate this. I think it's stupid.
I will see.
Not to mention, it's like such a bad, like that stretch of the schedule is horrid.
Oh, it's going to be a gauntlet to end the season. And on that also, they have partnered with Monumental Sports, who I think also run the Wizards and the Capitals, like organization to help with the planning of the race and stuff. So nice to see them making those kind of partnerships after it's announced, but at the same time, this race will probably not go so well.
No, I imagine that their attendance might be low.
Oh, it's going to be free. It's a free race.
Wow. I get this whole hubbub around the 250th birthday of the United States. Okay, yay, whoop-de-dingle-do. I get all of the celebrations, but first off, really, we're making this free, Roger? That's a move.
Well, I think it's because it's free because Indycar, I actually don't think is footing the bill for this.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're not.
I think that's the only reason they want to do
more
it.
Sense.
Is because the White House is paying for it.
Oh my gosh!
Don't ask where they're getting the money from.
Absolutely ask where they're getting the money from. People who live in America, if you listen to this podcast, ask where they're getting the money from to foot the bill for this race, because races cost a lot of money to put on. So, would you like your tax dollars to go to a race that is basically Trump's wet dream?
Listen, I can go off on the Washington ballroom. I can go off on everything else that's going on there. It's just money into a tire fire or into a furnace.
Look, at least our tax dollars get invested into heated rivalry, okay?
Exactly.
Here in Canada. So that's the difference. Our tax dollars go to a fantastic TV show.
I saw a hilarious comic, and it was like, oh, this is just porn. And it's like a couple panels of someone watching. It's like, so I watched porn, and now I believe in love again. And that is heated rivalry to a T.
Absolutely. So that's what we're doing up in Canada. Anyway.
I mean, to be fair, our government didn't want to take a race here again, and therefore Markham had to take it. But
at least we still have one. But anyway, putting this race in August, it's such a, oh my gosh, those drivers are going to be tired by the end of August.
It's a really funny schedule where it's like a gauntlet to start the season. Because we go March 1st, March 7th, March 15th, March 29th, 4 in a row to start the year. 4 races in March. And then August, 5 races in August. It's going to get coming at you fast, so I just yeah, Washington's going to be a disaster.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Oh, we're just gonna have to see how it goes, but like I honestly do wonder if any drivers are going to like potentially pull out of that race. Like what are the rules around that? I wonder. Like do they all have to show up? Would they get penalized if they do? Or if they don't?
I think it's your choice because it's a points paying race.
It'd be quite the statement. But then again, it's
but
like
who actually gives a fuck at that? No one cares enough to actually make a statement like that. No driver is going to be like, I don't like this administration. I'm not going to do it, yada, yada. Like, to be fair, it's dumb. It's inherently dumb, but you're going to do it anyway. Which I think is
true.
Which is the part that actually pisses me off the most. Is there's nothing that anyone within the racing community can do about it. Because it's a free race, and it is being paid for by this government, and you're just going to have to stuck with it.
Yeah.
And in 10 years' time, you're going to look back and be like, oh yeah, that was a weird thing that fucking happened. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. That really is all this is going to be. It's going to be a weird race. We don't even have a track yet, and I'll care about it when there's a track actually announced.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not to mention,
that's fair.
This is announced, and then within a week, they're talking about government shutdowns. Like, we think this is going to happen?
No. I don't know. It's just, what a mess. What a mess.
The Boston Indycar race, I think, had more of a chance than this.
I think that would have been so exciting. I think Boston
that was
race,
a disaster at the time too. I think that was back in 2013. That was a disaster when they were trying to go back through that. So anyway, I'll be shocked if this actually ends up with cars driving around Washington.
Well, at least it's not called the Speedway Slammer, so that's something.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh no, I was thinking of how I'm not surprised this came about because of that. That was your first clue.
Yeah. No, I think it's been probably like anyway, but like this isn't a political podcast, but like I think our views are very well known.
Listen, you could in theory make all of racing political. All of sports is political. But there's also not enough time of day for people to go through that nowadays. There's enough people that bitch and complain about these things.
Very true. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is. And like, not to be political about it, and like realistically, I'll be shocked if this happens. Because you have 6 months to get a street race done.
Yeah, that seems like not enough time.
Yes, you have less than 7 months.
There's no way. Like, you know what? There's no way. Executive order or not, like, there's no way. Anyway.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So, do you have any green flags, yellow flags, or black flags for the week, Sean?
I don't have a green flag. I'll let you go ahead because I know you have yours. So
I do have mine. So the Williams 2026 livery got released today, and I actually have to say I love it. One of their new sponsors is Barclays, which is I guess like a big bank in the UK, but their like main color is like a nice like baby blue, and I honestly like it looks so nice on the car. Like I love the mix of blue shades that they have on it. So I think it looks really well, or really good. Really well, gosh, speaking.
yeah, how's that
looks
English
really good. It's not going good. I love it. 10 out of 10, no notes.
No, that's fair. I think that's fair. I like it. I like the battery is staying. I know some people hate the battery. I actually love the battery.
I love the battery.
I really do.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's a good car.
Yeah. Do you want to go with your yellow flag, or
No,
do you want
I
me to
want
just
yours. I
continue?
want yours because I see that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, my yellow flag is, did you see this whole thing of Lewis and Kim Kardashian?
Uh,
It,
I'm not
like,
surprised.
I hate it. I hate this coupling. Um, it's not a black flag because I'm like, love is love, I guess, but like, really, a Kardashian?
It's like the last thing
No.
F1 needs is a Kardashian in the grid.
And like, of all of them, Kim, like, Lewis, do you really want to deal with that drama with Kanye? Like, I don't know, man. Would you?
Honestly,
I guess they're like similar ages, but like, I don't know, it just gives me the ick.
it does.
I
But
hate it
hey,
so much.
it's a weird one. I saw that today. And I'm like, what the fuck am I reading? Like,
Like, what do you mean?
what? So
hmm
yeah.
Anyway, okay. Well, I guess to continue.
Okay, so I'll go for my yellow flag of the week, and
Yeah.
it is the Aston Martin
Okay. Okay.
because we saw it come out for the test. Nope, shakedown.
Oh, you got
Yep,
got yourself
got myself
there.
there. Ran for basically one day. It looks radically different from everything else.
Okay.
It,
Maybe
it,
there is hope for them.
there is hope, but then there's also is Honda going to be any good questions? And Adrian Newey already said the car is going to look way different when it shows up in testing and the first week. So, like, from reading Newey's book, this is what he does. He has a concept in his head, and he goes, I'm going to make this. And then it sucks, and it doesn't work. And then he refines it over, like, I don't know, months, usually in F1 terms. And by the end of it, it works really well. And I'm kind of hoping with this Aston Martin that's the case. Where you have the time, you have a concept that's pretty extreme. It looks pretty extreme already, especially with like it has like the horns on the coming off the roll hoop. Its rear suspension connects to the rear wing. It's got a lot of weird shit there. It does. It looks way different than any other car. And it's like, well, will it be fast? And honestly, I don't think it's going to be fast to start the year.
Okay.
I think by the end of the year, it could very well be a podium car. But I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of hype around it. That's why I'm going to get my yellow flag. There's going to be a lot of hype. I kind of believe the hype because it's Newey and all that, and new wind tunnel, whole bunch of stuff happening for Aston Martin. But I don't think it's going to pay out right away. I think it's going to take time for that car and Aston Martin to get to the front of the field. I don't think they're not going to get there. I just think it might just be by the end of the year and maybe next year.
Okay. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see like Adrian Newey's influence on this car. So
I mean, he's the head of the team now, so
like true. He's like the head of everything. I think that's a good yellow flag. Like, we don't know until we know, but
yeah, it's be cautious of it because there's a lot of hype.
Could be.
And I definitely, and it's also, I'm really curious to see what the livery is for that car this year.
So. Yeah. We'll have to see.
If it looks good, it'll be fast. If it looks bad, it's going to suck. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I mean, Adrian Newey is behind it. So like there's going to be a lot of good development, I think. I think you're right. Might not be strong on the start, but I think honestly, I hope it's a tight race at the finish. I really do.
Yeah. I don't think it will be,
but we'll see. Black flags.
Go ahead with yours.
Okay. Lawrence. Sir. What you doing in the files? Why are you in the files? Lawrence. Oh, Lawrence Stroll and the Epstein files. I guess there had to be one. And honestly, of like all of the people, no, you know what? Who I would have thought it would have been, but and maybe he is in there. Do you remember like Force India?
Oh, that would have been a
But like, would we even hear the news? Because he's like so irrelevant now. Like,
No, that's fair.
isn't he
And
like sitting in jail
I
anyway?
think so. I doubt he was in the files because I feel like Epstein's kind of racist. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
We can't say was.
Oh, you think he's dead?
Oh my gosh, dude. Get that tinfoil hat off.
You know who I'm
Anyway.
surprised is not in the files if Stroll is?
Who?
Flavio Briatore. If
We just don't know
anyone,
yet.
if anyone was to be in the files, I would have put it on him.
Flavio's in there somewhere. I'm certain he is definitely floating around in there.
But yeah, Stroll being in the files, it was one of those, reads the emails. That's not so bad, but that's
But
not good.
Lawrence, that's not good.
I'm not.
I mean, there's more to come from the files, I'm sure. But like when I saw the headline, like Lawrence Stroll's in the files, I'm like,
Of
I
course.
guess there had to be one. Okay, what's yours?
My black flag of the week is Mercedes and Red Bull and the FIA over this whole engine fucking what's the thing? The compression ratio, the cheating, is it cheating, not cheating, loophole these teams have found. And the reason I actually am really pissed off. So apparently Mercedes has this loophole in their engine where the compression ratio goes from like whatever it's supposed to be, I think like 16 or something like that. When the engine heats up, the parts expand and actually makes it higher, so they can get more bang for their buck, if you understand engines and where the compression and everything. Anyway, gives them more power in their engines as the engine heats up. And apparently Red Bull, when they developed theirs, they took some Mercedes engineers and Red Bull powertrains, and Red Bull also has the same technique. Now the issue is, according to the FIA's rules, it has to be whatever their compression ratio is at ambient temperature. And if you check it and it is legal, therefore it's legal because it's when you check it.
Mm-hmm.
Why this pisses me off so much? If the thing is legal while you measure it, but illegal when you don't, does this not remind you of a certain engine penalty a couple years ago to a certain red team?
Oh, you mean the not explicitly illegal engines? Yes.
That they had to stop mid-season because it was illegal?
It's not explicitly illegal.
But they had to change something because it was.
Because they found a loophole and the FIA went, okay, we should have probably closed that loophole.
And that's where we're at here, is we have a couple teams who...
Okay, Sean, how is this a black flag, though? Because every time that the regulations change, we know that teams do this. That's the whole point. You give them the rule book and they say, how can I make it?
Is you basically made one team stop its loophole mid-season.
Okay. Oh, and they're going to let them go.
They're going to let these teams not do that. That's
Okay, that
my
is a black
issue.
flag. Now I'm on the same
Ferrari
spot,
one
the
got
page.
fucked out of that one, and they were so competitive that year, and they basically had to stop being competitive because...
Oh, yeah, they really tanked after that.
Yes! So that's
not fair.
That's my issue, is that, okay, you're going to say... And if you remember, it was only because when it was measured, it was legal. Same argument. So either grow a pair, FIA, and just say, no, we're not going to have this. It's illegal.
Yeah.
But none of that. Don't forget, Ferrari was fine, too.
Oh, that's right.
So
they were.
This is what I mean. It's absolute bullshit if this stands. If they just allow these engines for the season, I will be so angry. Because it's not hard to say put different metals in there that don't expand.
Yeah.
So I'm annoyed. I'm angry. That's my black flag of the week. Mostly to the FIA to do something. Because if it was illegal back then and you did something about it, why can't you do that now?
True.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a good one. I mean, we'll have to see. Maybe the FIA will eventually change their mind if there's enough people who get mad about it, which, like...
Back to the point of
we've
the
seen
corrupt
that.
sports earlier.
Here we are again, FIA doing weird stuff. Anyway, do you have any hot laps? Do you have any hot takes this week? Because I don't.
I actually
There
don't.
hasn't been much.
No, there's not a lot to go off of.
Good. You know what? There's been too many like corrupt news pieces that we shouldn't have any hot takes this week.
That is fair.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we can get to like some kind of like overall news of the week. Just little pieces that have come out. Haas has signed Jack Doohan as a reserve driver, so he's still kicking around in F1. Kind of love that for him, considering how awful he was treated in Alpine. So good for him. Glad he's landed somewhere.
Yeah, that's nice for him to get there.
Yeah, good to see. So Porsche, you remember the number 6 car, didn't have a great finish at Daytona. Even though the number 7 car won. Yep. So apparently they released the reason as to why the number six car had a struggled to finish. And apparently it was down to a communication error amongst the team.
What does that mean?
So
I can also point out to like 4 other parts in the race where the 6 car fucked up. But where was the communication error?
I think that they were having communication errors amongst the team as to what the strategy was going to be for that car. And I think part of it is that like there may have been
driving into a GT3 car in the first fucking 2 hours. Yeah, genius. Sorry.
Yeah. Not necessarily understanding, I think, the toll of that took on the car, but also I think they were hoping for a yellow towards the end of the race. And you can never hope for that.
You only had 6.5 hours of it.
Exactly. So, and apparently in that 6.5 hours, they couldn't get the car, I guess, fixed to a point in time. But like the official reason was like there was a miscommunication amongst the team, I guess, as to like what the strategy would be to deal with the situations in race. Whatever. Communication's important, everybody. But also don't drive.
So's looking where you're going and maybe don't dive to the apron when you had open track ahead of you and a GT3 in front of you. Yeah, real fucking smart choice there. Anyway, I'm not saying it's on them and they're just making excuses, but I am saying, yeah, it's totally on them and they fucked up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, anyway, the Clash.
Yeah, I was supposed to go this weekend. Hasn't.
The Clash may or may not go. Who knows? It's go or no go. Yeah. I think tomorrow they're expecting.
I think it's Thursday now. I think they now pushed it to Thursday.
Really?
Because of the snow. Because they decided to put it in North Carolina in early February, and maybe bring it back to Daytona.
Okay, interesting.
Bring it back to Daytona and run a package that you do not run the 500 on. Like, if you only have 20 cars, like, remember how like the Clash used to be like 20 cars and they essentially use it as a test session? Yeah, go back to 20 cars and use it and give them extra power in the engine. Like, make them essentially how they used to be back in like 2008. I don't know. Do something like that, and because again, you can't have it anywhere else. You tried in California, no one cared. You're now you either put it in the desert, which again is not where your fans are, or just bring it back to Daytona. And I think they should probably put it to Daytona.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Kyle Busch needs to
More
shut up.
NASCAR. Yeah. More NASCAR news. Kyle Busch. I mean, nobody really likes him anyway. But he's been vocal about wondering why NASCAR is returning to the chase format and if it's really for the best. And I'm like, dude, you're just mad because you weren't like dominant.
No, he's mad he can't win a championship after he breaks a leg and misses his entire season. Wow, I can't have that anymore? Yeah, you can't, because that's bullshit. Never should have been a thing. That was the first red flag of the playoff system. But no. At least I don't have to hear the term playoff waiver ever again.
True. That is positive.
So
that is a good thing.
Yep. But yeah, so
anyway,
Kyle Busch, quit your bitch. Yes.
Yeah, honestly. Next piece is Jenson Button has gone from Williams to Aston Martin in an ambassador role. So he has a fresh start this year too. Yeah, honestly, like, I love Jenson Button. I think he's always good to have around. He's a good guy.
I love how much he hates on Danica Patrick.
Oh,
it's hilarious every single time, and he's just like, get me out of here. Anyway, yeah, good for him. Good to get a new ambassador role. I guess you wanted to wear green. I'm not really sure what really entails to be an ambassador.
No idea.
So
I have no idea.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, and I guess like the last piece is you mentioned is Honda's looking to join WEC, which interesting.
Yes, so Honda's looking to join WEC. I think they're possibly going to rename the Acura into a Honda. So that should be good for them. I think the big question is, what does that mean for IndyCar? Is Honda wanting to pull the resources out of that program to put in the WEC to then go racing there? Because really the appeal of going to WEC just means that you can now race in Le Mans. So it makes sense wanting to go, I guess, to the big time endurance racing.
Yeah, true. So, very true.
I'm curious to see how it goes and just what it means for the future of both the IMSA program and the WEC program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, it's very interesting. So honestly, like, I think it's great. I really do.
Yeah.
It's kind of anyways, it was kind of it was a slow week. It was, but yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
That is. Okay, predictions. Best event of the Olympics.
Figure skating. Why are you asking me
this?
That's
the best, really? Okay, wow.
Well, it's okay. What about bobsled? Bobsled, it's always bumping.
Bobsled's fun. For Olympics, for me, there's like the best I'd want to compete in and the best like to watch. I think the best sport for Olympics is going to be women's hockey.
Yeah. Our team looks... Oh, yeah. I will say the Canadian team looks amazing. So I'm excited to watch that. The men's hockey team looks good too. So, like, hockey's always kind of fun to watch for the Olympics.
I think when it comes to the Olympics, the women's is a lot more guaranteed. Canada face USA. I don't necessarily know that's going to happen in the men's.
True. That's a good point.
That's why I'm saying that would be more fun.
True. I still say figure skating is very exciting. But like horrifically, we'll see what happens. I'm bound to get mad about the result of ice dancing again this year.
I cannot wait for that rant. Okay, perfect.
Okay.
On that note, we're done, and we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening to Marshal Matters. If you enjoyed the show, remember to leave a rating, and a comment, and also follow so you don't miss an episode. And don't forget, if you want to get involved in motorsports, the easiest way to do so is by marshalling at your local track. Join our cult.